Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan. Bringing you Tell Me Your Spurs Story. And here with us tonight sharing his story is Antony Costa. How are you keeping, Antony?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. It'd been much better if we got the 3 points yesterday, but you win some, you lose some. And for us at the moment, we're definitely losing some.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I agree with you. What do you put that down to yourself?
I just put it down to silly mistakes. I think going forward, we looked bright, we looked fresh. Obviously not the first half, but the second half. But again, we were saying off camera, to turn up to a London derby and wait 60 minutes to have your first real chances is not good enough. So I don't know what's being installed in training. Is this defence coachable? You know, bar Reggie. You know, Reggie was, but still rusty. Do you know what I'm saying? He was.
Yeah.
You know, he just come back from injury, so it was nice to see him play. But it's not his fault. But again, it's the same players making the same mistakes.
Yeah. It's look, it's unforgivable in my eyes. Some of these mistakes they're making, it really is. But look, we'll get straight into it. The reason why we're here. Go. Look, we know supporting is Tottenham is a roller coaster. You know, few ups, but plenty more downs at the minute. But look, you know, it creates cherished memories that you'll remember forever. It creates bonds that you'll never forget. But how did you get into supporting Tottenham?
Mate, I had no choice. Mum and Dad, both families are Spurs. I was born a month after this FA Cup happened. People can see that 1981 FA Cup final. I was born in the June of that, and my dad went out to Kilburn High Road when the minute I was born, bought me a Spurs top. And that was it. 40 years later, I'm still here talking to you about our beloved Spurs. So that's how I fell into it. As I said, I had no choice. I wasn't one of these, let me wait till I'm 6 and 7 and choose my team. For me, I can't understand that. People have got their own opinions about that. That's fine. But for me, I'm Spurs born and bred, and unfortunately, it's, you know, you could pick your friends, you could pick your wife and your partners. But you can't pick your team.
It's so true. Look, I was the same as you. I was left with no choice. Not that I wanted a choice anyway.
Yeah.
You know, but my old lad again. You know, I was born into it. My old lad straight away as soon as I was born is this guy's going to be a Spurs fan, and that's it. So you know, I have him to thank for this.
Yeah, exactly.
I have him to thank when I'm feeling all the lows after yesterday's game and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But look, you know, one of my earliest memories is a blue-coloured Spurs jersey with the Hewlett-Packard logo on it. And I had the shorts and I had the socks to go with it, so I had the full kit. But what's your earliest Spurs memory?
My earliest Spurs memory was going to with my dad, and I think my uncle come as well. It's going to the Aussie Ardiles testimonial. So,
nice.
Yeah, must have been about 4. I don't know, 81. Must have been about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
If anyone remembers the date, please write it down or tweet me. But yeah, I was there. Don't remember much of the game. It was just I was just a bit of in awe of it, really, mate. I was just looking around at people. And obviously the late great Maradona was playing as well. Again, I didn't have a clue who he was at the time because I was a really young kid. Yeah. But my actual Spurs memory, I bought with my own money. It was £22, and I worked at Wembley Market for 2 weeks running, helping my uncle out selling dresses, and I saved up to get myself a Spurs ticket, and I went to Spurs Watford in the FA Cup in 1993. I think it was 93. So that was my first proper game that I went on my own with my family that I bought with my own ticket.
I'd say you were proud of that. I'd say it was a proud moment for you.
Oh, mate, proper. I mean, all my mates. I got Arsenal mates. I got Spurs mates. But yeah, I mean, it was great. It was good times, funny times, and I think it was one of the games where Anderson got injured, and then that's how he got the name Sick Note.
Yeah. I remember Darren Anderson. Well, he spent a lot of the times on the sidelines.
He loved it. Bless him.
Yeah, he loved it. He loved it. But look, you know, Ozzy Ardiles, that's one of my old lad's favourite players. So I'm sure when he watches this that he'll be quite jealous that you managed to go to his testimonial. So he will. He'll definitely be jealous of that.
Bless him.
So look, you know, this club. So I've told people before, like, you know, I was at a game against Wimbledon, and you know, I was in the away end, And they absolutely, I was told all the way beforehand, don't celebrate. But I ended up celebrating. I was in the way because my old lad's friend was a Wimbledon fan. It's the only tickets we could get that day.
Oh,
and
no.
as soon as Spurs scored, I ended up celebrating. And the pelters I got, they had to take me out of the stand, me and the old lad, and put us in with the Spurs fans. But it was great because, to be honest with you, they took me out off around the pitch. So that was a glorious moment for me. Like you say, great to park at White Hart Lane. You know what I mean? But look, what is it about this club that made you fall in love with it?
Again, I was born into it. So it's quite strange when you ask me that question because I don't know nothing else. I don't know, I've got mates that have got two brothers and one's Spurs and one's Arsenal. Or one's Liverpool and his cousins up Man United. In a family like myself is full of Spurs. There's two Arsenal fans because they just rebelled and they got pelters when they were younger. Trust me, let's not have it. Let's have it right.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know what it was, what it's like to support another team. I've never been in that situation. I love Spurs. I can't help it. They do my head in. They make me laugh. They make me cry. They make me annoyed. They make me sigh. Do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I just love this club. I can't help it. It does my head in. It does my head in.
I'm the same as you. You know what I mean? Especially when we end up losing or something like that. The missus knows not to talk to me. She knows to leave me alone. Because honestly, I'll just explode. I hate losing, man. I hate it. I can't take it.
I know.
But look, there's been many greats in the game, spanning many generations, who have the privilege to grace the pitch at White Hart Lane. Look, you have icons like Modric, Keane, Gascoigne, Hoddle, Ardiles, Kane, Ricky Villa, just to name a few. But Antony, what is your favourite player to ever put on the famous white jersey? Now, if you don't have one, you can pick a couple.
That's such a tough question, mate. When I was growing up, it was Gaza. I was sort of back end of Hoddle, so I didn't really appreciate. I mean, obviously, I watch YouTube videos now of him.
Yeah.
And, what a great player, but. Again, it's a very tough question because it's all about the era for me. Now, I was Gazza's era. So 91, I was 9 years old, So I remember that absolutely.
Do you remember his FA Cup free kick against Arsenal?
Of course I do. Yeah, and the funny thing was I was living in Highbury at the time. So it was a proud moment for me going into school the next day. Let me tell you. But Gazza growing up, and then in the 90s, it's Jurgen Klinsmann. When he arrived, it was a massive fanfare. Can he do it in the Premier League? And he did. And he's got to be one of my heroes growing up for sure. Him and Sheringham built up a great relationship.
Yeah.
And then as the years went on, the Keanes, Defoes, the Modric's, Van der Vaarts even, Berbatov. So it's for me, Gaza would be the one that started it off for me with icons, and then you can't forget David Ginola as well. So he's kind of one of the first players I remember, to be honest, is David Ginola. The long wavy hair used to be blowing in the wind as he's running down the wing. You know what I mean? I used to absolutely love Ginola. But my favourite player, I'd have to say, Antony, would be Modric. I've never seen a midfielder like him, especially with the size of him. Do you know what I mean? How he always had so much time on the ball and everything else. Like, even if someone came to close him down, he'd turn, he's gone. He was brilliant. Yeah. He was brilliant. But no, look, I've seen plenty of videos of Gascoigne and that. And believe me, my old lad doesn't let me forget me. Gaza would drop a you're forgetting. I mean, again, I don't want to sound patronising, but the pitches in them days, what they could do with a ball, like Gaza would literally drop a shoulder and he's taken out two blokes. Do you know what I'm saying? Or he'll look that way and pass that way. It was magic. Again, with my dad loved Gaza, but my dad's idol was Glenn Hoddle growing up, because obviously not my dad growing up, but my dad going to Spurs in the 80s. Yeah, it was amazing. But then he saw people like your Martin Chiverses and your Ralph Coates and these players. So again, it just depends what year you're born and what era you are.
Yeah, no, my old lad, he's a big Gascoigne fan, but he's also a huge Hoddle fan. He had the privilege of watching Hoddle as well. And
yeah, exactly.
I've watched videos as well, and look, he can't sing enough words for Hoddle either. But honestly, do you know what? You feel bad leaving out players, don't you? Really, you know what I mean? There's been some great players.
Of course you do, mate. Ask me who my worst players were. I'll be here all night, mate.
Look, I can definitely name a few right now anyway off the top of the head. Easy. Don't worry about that. But look, we've had some great managers in the dugouts over the years. You know, Martin Yeo, for me, was the first manager to kind of push us on into this new era. Then, of course, you know, you had the likes of, you know, you have Pochettino, who for me, absolutely, you know, he's a legend of the club. Let's face it, Champions League final. Then you have Harry Redknapp, who kind of brought us from, you know, mid-table to the first time to the promised land, the Champions League.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have Jose Mourinho now. But, you know, they all had different philosophies of playing the game, different ways of management.
Yeah.
But who
would be my favourite?
Yeah.
Again, I don't have a favourite, but I think that from Martin Yeo to Redknapp, forget Juan de Ramos, but that era was Spurs. There was something about that team where you had your Keane, your Berbatov with Martin Yeo. Then Harry came in. He had the privilege of working with Bale, Van der Vaart, Modric, Ledley. You know, people like that. And obviously, Ledley works with Martin Yeo, but there was something about that team, man, about going to that first Champions League, finishing fourth, Peter Crouch scoring the winner against Man City, going to the promised land, as you just said it. Yeah. And that, for me, was a real favourite time of supporting this club. You know, the Inter Milan game. All right, we lost. There was something about, and I know people say to me, yeah, but you moan if we lose. Yeah, I do. Of course I do. But there was something about that game that I couldn't help but love. And I would watch it again because of it was the birth of Gareth Bale. And then obviously from then he went on to mega stardom. So yeah, I think I've got a real soft spot for Harry Redknapp and Martin Yeo.
Yeah. Sure. You know what? Like when I'm asked that question, as much as a legend Poch is, I have always said that, you know, Harry Redknapp is my favourite, just purely because it's the first time, you know, I've seen us go into the Champions League. I really like the squad we had at the time as well, you know. And then, like you said, that like the 4-3 game away to Inter when we were 4-0 down at half-time, and then Gareth Bale comes out, you know, a hat-trick, and then the return leg, then he retired the likes of Mike Conn and Walter Samuel and all at the Lane that night. You know what I mean? He absolutely destroyed them.
And then the return leg, wasn't it? I think we won. Was it 1-0 or 2-1? I
think, was it 1? I think it was 2-1. I think it was 2-1.
Yeah, and I remember Carlo Cudicini got me tickets to that game because I couldn't get a ticket for love nor money. So I texted him.
Oh, no way. How do you know him?
I said, Carlo, I just met him out and about, mate. He was a lovely bloke, proper nice bloke. I said, Carlo, any chance, like, thinking he wouldn't get back to me? And he did. He goes, yeah, there's a ticket for you and your dad. So me and my old man went. And, Tottenham, white kit, evening kickoff. Brilliant.
Yeah. Well, what's it like to get to an evening Champions League game? I've never ever got to go to a Champions League game myself. Mate, you're making me jealous here.
It's the best, mate. That game and the Chelsea 4-4. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
Oh, mate. Well, it was just like goal, hit the post. And Berbatov at the end when he had that one-on-one with the keeper. And fluffed it. But yeah, what a great game that was. See, football's obviously changed a lot since then, but that game, the Chelsea 4-4, was just a game I was like, wow, what a game. And I was West Lower, and it was dark. It was a Wednesday evening. It was lights and the kits are shining. Oh, it was superb. Superb.
Yeah, that's what you want. I've never ever got to go to a night game under the lights at the Lane. And, it's always a regret of mine. I'd love to have got to a night game.
Superb.
But no, honestly, look, that team under Harry Redknapp, I really enjoyed it. It's the fact that it was the never say die attitude under that team of Harry Redknapp. Like, we could be 3-0 down. You can guarantee second half Harry Redknapp's in there doing his man management, and they're going to come out. And you can almost feel on their day that they were going to come back. Do you know what I mean? You almost got that feeling. The squad never gave up.
Never gave up, mate. Never gave up.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely brilliant under Harry. I have to say, great times. Look, Tottenham have been involved in many thrillers over the years. Ajax semi-final, 1-0 down after the first leg, 2-0 down at half-time, of course, in the away leg, and then Lucas Moura comes up, bangs in the hat-trick, you know what I mean, to send us through. You also have the Carling Cup final that we bet Chelsea in extra time with the Jonathan Woodgate header. And you also have that 5-1 mauling of Arsenal in the semi-final as well. But what game will you always remember and why?
The game I'll always remember, mate, is winning the League Cup in '99. Wasn't the best game of football, but the minute that goal went in from Alan Nielsen, all I remember is going out of my house, running down the street in my Spurs top shorts. I was only, 16, 17?
Yeah.
No, a bit younger. And just going absolutely mental. I was going mental. Like, I don't, all I remember is opening the door, my dad going, "Where are you going?" And I was going, "Yeah, yeah." Thinking it was like the best thing in the world. And lo and behold, it was a great day. But then the Wembley, when Woodgate's goal went in, I just remember I was there. I remember just jumping on loads of people and jumping on each other and celebrating. What a great feeling, man. People that don't like, people that would prefer to play in, not win a silverware, but rather be in the Champions League. There's no better day than going to Wembley, mate, and seeing your team lift that trophy. There's no better. There's no better. Any legend of Spurs will tell you that. There's no better.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. You've been to some great games. You really do make me jealous, man. I'm sitting here envious of you, I have to say. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that day at Wembley?
The Carling Cup.
Yeah.
So I turned up to Wembley and I was waiting for me pals, and my mate got me the ticket, and we're all there, and he's gone. Costa. I was like, "Yeah, what?" He went, "Mate, I've forgotten your ticket at home."
Oh.
Mate, I've been waiting there an hour. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah,
you know when all your mates are there and you're trying not to, like, okay, and they're like,
yeah,
look, mate, we got to go, so we'll meet you in the pub after. And I was like, oh, all right, boys, yeah, take care, lads. All right, I'll see you later then. And I'm thinking, how am I going to get home? I've got to get on the train now, all the way back. I've mugged myself up because I've turned down watching it with me other mates, and now I can't go back there. And then as I'm walking back to the station, like down Wembley Way, my mates have called back going, "You muppet, come back, we've got the ticket, we was only joking." I was like, oh, that relief. And that whole day, mate, it was superb, absolutely superb. And Berbatov with the penalty. Zakora skying this ball that I think it's still flying in the air somewhere. And then obviously the extra time with Woodgate, and it was just a beautiful feeling. Yeah.
Honestly, you took that better than me. To be honest with you, I probably would have, pinned my friend up. I'm not messing. You're talking about a final. There's no way I would have been walking.
Mate,
I would have pinned him up and took his ticket.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
No, there's no way. There's no way my friend's making me go to Wembley. Doing that to me. I would have pinned him and took his ticket. I'm not messing. It's a good job he was joking, man.
He was.
But look, there's been many iconic goals. We spoke a lot about some of the goals that went in, in the Spurs jersey over the years. We talked about the Paul Gascoigne free kick.
Mm-hmm.
You also have Ginola's solo goal versus Barnsley in 1999.
Yeah.
You have Gareth Bale's strike smashed into the top beams versus West Ham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But look, what is your favourite goal ever scored in a Spurs jersey?
Wow, where do we start, mate? Where do we start?
And don't forget, you have the David Bentley volley against Arsenal.
Yeah, that's up there because I never saw it coming. So that was a shocking but surprising goal at the same time.
Yeah.
The goal that I remember, it's not the best goal I've ever seen at Spurs. So viewers, please understand this. But it was the goal that I just went absolutely mental, and it was the 4-3 against West Ham. Paul Staltieri, who wasn't the greatest of players, bless him, but to run all that way and to get that goal, do you know what I mean? It could have fallen to Berber, Defoe, but it fell to Staltieri, palmed away. Staltieri hitting that ball in the back of the net. I was just, I was elated, mate. I couldn't believe it. Do you see what I'm saying? Then the Kyle Walker goal against Arsenal, Harry Kane against Arsenal when he ripped the mask off. That's up there as well. So them goals take a lot of beating. I'm not saying Staltieri's goal was the best I've ever seen, but it was the way it was done. From from our half to theirs, that quick. It was just, and I couldn't believe he scored. I still to this day go, how out of everyone did he score? Like,
yeah,
he ran the whole pitch.
I think you're the first person to actually bring up his name on this. So congratulations, you're a first on that. Paul Stalteri, I have to say that is an absolute blast from the past.
Yeah.
You were talking about the cup in '99.
Yeah.
So obviously you remember David Ginola's goal against Barnsley then, the one where he picked it up on the wing.
Of course, but that's what David Ginola did. Do you see what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing different. It was a beautiful goal, a wonderful goal. But he did that all the time. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, the game against Leeds, when I think it was Leeds, where he an absolute screamer, and so did Darren Anderton as well, you know, in that same game. But David Ginola was a beautiful player to watch. It's just, he's just a brilliant player. But what I'm trying to say is with Stalteri it was the most unlikeliest of heroes to win you that game. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all. Please don't think I think it's the best goal I've ever seen at Spurs. But again, and obviously the Harry Kane with the mask, the way he's just cut back inside and just unbelievable. That for me is in my top three for sure, because how we built up to that play and he just hit it, and I was there. It was the best thing in the world.
To be honest with you, you know, I've been there for moments like that when it's unexpected and you just go nuts. You start grabbing people around you. Do you know what I mean? You just go absolutely nuts, especially when it's from a player you definitely don't expect it to ever come from, you know? I know. So I can fully agree with you. Anthony, for me, look, Tottenham is a way of life, and the club motto there to do has inspired me to do many things, like even the YouTube thing. I mean, I was never comfortable in front of camera or that, but you know, I just went for it. Like, you know, what the dare is to do, I went for it, and I'm doing okay, so it's not too bad.
Good to
you know what I mean?
Mate. Good to hear that.
But you know, if I didn't have Tottenham, I'd be lost. But what does this club mean to you, Anthony?
It means everything, mate. It makes or breaks you. It makes or breaks me personally as a person for a week until the next game. Now we've been in lockdown. Every day I'm talking to my mates at least 4 or 5 times a day about the game. Whereas before, when I was so busy, I'd talk to them and then forget about it. But this lockdown's really made me think about how much I love this club. It's surreal.
Yeah.
It's really surreal. Like, I can't believe it makes or breaks my week. Because of, you know, at the moment I'm not working, but I'm waiting till Wednesday now for the next game, and I'm thinking, right, please don't depress me. And, you know, most of the time they have done this year.
Yeah, look, I'm the same, you know what I mean? The results really do dictate my mood. You know what I mean? And lately I've been in a bad mood because of the results. Like, you know what I mean? People say, what's wrong with you? And I just Tottenham, you know, it's fucking hard to know where things are going to go right and stuff like that. And, you know, I fully agree with you. Do you know what I mean? I fully agree with you. But you know what? I'm surprised you've had a chance to go to so many games with the career you've had. You know that? I thought you'd be a busy man. Yeah, striving off to get the games.
I have, man. But there was days where we'd have, like, days off and I'd go with my season ticket, South Stand, Upper, Park Lane, and, just be there. But it's great. I miss the old White Hart Lane. The new ground is absolutely fantastic. Stadium's amazing.
Have you been? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the build up. I love going there. I love hearing that music and seeing the players walk out the pitch and, you know, hearing that dun 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 dun. You know what I mean? And it's just the best. It's just the best. And there's no better feeling than supporting the club. This club.
Yeah. 100%. Look, I'm unfortunate where living in Ireland, you know, I can't get to games as regularly as I would like, which is a bit disappointing. But believe it or not, I actually grew up in Croydon in England, in London. And when I was growing up in Croydon in the 90s, I actually used to go to the games regularly with my old lad. So I'll always remember that. You know what I mean? It's absolutely fantastic. Anthony, one of my most cherished memories is being able to jump around at White Hart Lane, you know, arm in arm with the old lad, celebrating goals, you know what I mean? And when we moved over to Ireland, we hadn't been back in 15 years.
Yeah.
And it was his birthday coming up, you know what I mean? So I brought him, and to see the pure joy on his face. When I brought him, it was actually the 2-1 win over Swansea when we were going for the league that season. I'm going to say 2016, I think it was. It was February. It was fucking freezing. It was absolutely freezing in the stands.
Yeah.
But, that's my most cherished memory, to be able to bring the joy back to him, to be able to see him act like a kid again, basically. What's your most cherished memory?
Same as you, mate. Same as you. As I said, when I started talking, my dad took me a few times to Spurs as a kid. And once I started earning my own money, to be able to go, come on, Dad, let's go to Spurs, surprise him. And seeing my dad, just seeing him happy, watching the Spurs, moaning, as he always did, shouting at the players, thinking that they can hear him. It's just a funny thing to see your old man there, a 50-year-old man going, "You're useless, mate. What are you doing, son?" I'm like, "Dad, sit down. They can't hear you. You're not getting paid enough. Sit down." Yeah. But yeah, it's just I just love going with me. I just love going with my dad. Just loved it.
Yeah. Look, for me, I've got to go with friends and everything. But for me, I live by the motto that family is everything.
Yeah.
And just to be able to bring him out after such a long hiatus from the ground, you're talking 15 years. He's come over to Ireland. He's worked his bollocks stuff. He was working 6 days a week, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So then, we all chipped in then to be able to get him over to White Hart Lane for his birthday, reward.
Yeah.
Give him a reward, bring him back to the lane, let him know what it feels like. And plus, a bit selfish on my behalf, to be honest, but if we would have won the league that year and I didn't get over to a game, I would have been absolutely raging. So it was kind of, a hidden agenda to go for myself, but it was absolutely great, man. Brilliant. But look, we're going to end on this. Look, we've got your most cherished, but what's your most favourite Spurs memory that you have? The one that you could pick out of everything.
Oh, mate. It'd have to be the 99 League Cup, because that was bar the FA Cup, which obviously I remember. The League Cup was when the first in 99. I just remember it so vividly, mate. I just remember it, and it was just a great feeling. And I thought, I want this feeling again next year. And obviously it never happened. But I had to wait 9 years until 2008 for the League Cup. And now we're waiting 12 years now, 13. It's embarrassing. So, people, there's nothing better than seeing your team lift the trophy. Trust me. That's all I want. That's all I want.
That's it. Look, it's why people get into football. It's why we support the club. It's why footballers play the game. It should, for me, be the basis at every club that first and foremost, your main objectives is trophies and success.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Which isn't happening at this club at the minute, which is very annoying. But for me, it's all about trophies.
Of course. Absolutely. That's what it's about, mate. It's about having that rush of, I've got to wait till May, the May after to hopefully see Spurs in the final. And now we've got one, as you know, at the end of April, and then we're out the FA Cup, but the Europa League's still there. Can we do it? I don't know. Let's see.
Look, I'm one for always being confident going into the games. But just to make some of these younger Spurs fans a bit jealous and a bit envious, how many cups have you seen Tottenham lift in your lifetime?
So from 91. So wherever it is from 91, 91, 99.
Were you born in 91?
No, I was born in 81.
Oh, right.
I was born a month after, mate. A month after Ricky Villa. Bosh. Take care. See you later. What was I saying? Yeah, so 91, I remember. 99, 2008, and that's it. I mean, I remember the 87 Cup final. I remember crying my eyes out then. But obviously we never won the cup. 84, I was too young. I was like 3 years old, so I don't remember that. But yeah, so from 91, obviously onwards.
You've had more success than many recent Spurs fans. So I'm sure watching this,
it's nothing to shout about, but I've tried my best, mate. I've seen as much as I can.
Have you anything else you'd like to talk across, or any other memories you want to get out there before we end off?
No, I just think, obviously the Derby wins over Arsenal. There's been some fantastic games against them. The 5-1 in the semis when we just absolutely destroyed them.
Yeah.
But I think the derbies from the last 10 years are have been brilliant for me, because we've hardly lost. you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you know, Van der Vaart scoring that penalty, giving it all that to the Arsenal fans.
God, I love that.
So, yeah, that's what I mean. So the derby wins are always the ones that I love mostly.
Yeah, I'm the same. Look, growing up being hurt for so long, you know, the last 10 years, the derbies have been good to me as well. So
yeah,
I'm sure we'll all sit here and take it, you know.
Exactly.
But look, I hope everyone's enjoyed this week's show. And make sure you smash the like, make sure you smash the subscribe button, and also get your comments in and let Antony know some of your favourite memories. A big thank you to Antony for coming on and giving up his time. I really do appreciate it.
No problem at all. Thank you.
No problem. It's all about you. You gave up your time. I really do appreciate it.
Bless you, mate.
You know, thanks for sharing your memories. Thank you to the Harris Army and anyone else for watching. Until next time, in Jaws we trust. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.